Hi, I'm Anna Murphy from Cellar, and you're watching Hurdy TV.
Hello, Anna. Thank
Hi.
you so much for your time. Today we will talk about stuff that we both really like. So without further ado, let's go. For the first question, we will travel back in time a little bit. Do you remember when did you discover the hurdy-gurdy?
Yes, that was at a medieval folk festival in Switzerland. And I'm sure you know the band FAUN.
Yes, of course.
So at the time I was 15 or 16. And I saw the instrument, I heard it, and I fell in love immediately. And I think my mother was even there. I'm like, Mom, I want one. And I checked out this, it's called Schola Cantorum. It's a school for old music in Basel. And there you could actually rent instruments and take lessons. So I started doing that, and yeah, that's how it all began.
Okay, and do you remember how did you start out actually? Did you had some lessons or did you try to figure it out yourself? What happened after the first time you saw it?
I actually only had a few lessons to just get into it and figure out the basics of it, because you have no idea what to do when you first get it in your hands. And I had some lessons with Carmen Ehinger. And then I pretty much had to teach myself because I joined Helveti just 3 months after playing it.
Wow,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so then I basically learned how to play it by practicing their songs.
Okay, that's really cool, but also really crazy that you had so little time before.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music that features hurdy-gurdy?
Actually, not that much, surprisingly. I don't even know why. But there's actually one band that I love, and they're called Hurdy-gurdy. They're a Swedish band.
Oh, I didn't know. No.
I even have their logo tattooed.
Really? Oh my God.
So
that's cool.
That's one band. I love Efren Lopez. The different projects he has are amazing. But that's about it, I would say. I also don't listen to that much folk music, actually, which might be very surprising, but I'm all over the place. I listen to a lot of classical music as well, so it's really just whatever comes my way and I enjoy. That's just how it's going to be.
How many instruments do you have at home, and could you tell us a little story about each and every one of them?
Oh yeah, so the first instrument I got was a gocci, a novello classico. Yeah, and at the time, I was really young, and I got it for Helveti. First, I just had rented instruments until mine was ready, and that it has so much sentimental value to me because it's my first one, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to let go, even though if I don't play it live anymore. I still, check it out from time to time, and I still play it, and I love it very much. And basically, I've been playing the same type of hurdy-gurdy since I started. I've always had 4 melody strings and a couple of drones and a couple of trumpets. So I never had a simple instrument with not that many strings. At some point, I got a Weichselbaumer, which was an amazing instrument. And I got this pro system where you can amplify each set of strings with a little box. And I used that mainly for recording purposes, but not for live, because I was really scared that I'm going to break it somehow.
Yeah,
because it's so sensitive. And then I teamed up with Sebastian Hilsmann, who is my current hurdy-gurdy maker. I actually found out about him because I was looking for a way to make playing live easy, since I'm in a rock band and it's so hard to get a good live sound with the hurdy-gurdy. So I decided to get an electric instrument, which he made. And it's so much easier because the hurdy-gurdy picks up everything. We have a loud drummer on stage. Temperature is gonna fuck with it,
Yeah, totally.
You know how it is. So that was the perfect solution. So I got an accento, is what it's called. And this is that's actually the only thing I use live. And I have a largo by him as well, which I use for album recordings, and I actually have it with me just as a spare in case something happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do you like the most? I guess the Hillsman, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to them now that they've like become a part of me because I've played them so much. But I honestly couldn't decide because all of them sound different. I mean, obviously I wouldn't use the electric one for, to play for myself and enjoy the sound. But I really couldn't choose because they are all so unique.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You write your own music since many years now, and the hurdy-gurdy always had the special place in it. But I think with the last Cellar Darling album, The Spell, it kind of went to the next level because the hurdy has a lot of space in there and you play so many crazy parts. How does your creative process of writing for the hurdy-gurdy look like?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty much like you said. I used to be kind of shy, and I don't understand why, because I could have experimented with the hurdy-gurdy much sooner. And for some reason, I just didn't. I've always used it in, I would say, a peculiar way that is not traditional. So I never really played traditional tunes. I don't incorporate the trumpet string a lot. And some people give me shit for that, but I don't care.
Why though?
Because the music that I write, I can't just use one drone because the drone always has to change.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really hard for me to incorporate it. And actually at some point I got annoyed by that myself. And I said to myself, Anna, just write a song where this is going to work. Take this as a limitation, but make something great out of it. But I still couldn't manage to really do it. And I just think, things have to just happen by themselves. You can't force anything. And yeah, now with The Spell, I tried out a lot of things. I played through a Bogner guitar amplifier to kind of imitate a guitar solo. So a lot of distortion, a lot of kind of flangy things. And
a lot of riffs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of replacing a solo guitarist, which works incredibly well. And I think now I can go even further and explore some other crazy shit. Yeah.
Please do for the next album. Totally. We need more hurdy-gurdy.
Right?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song from The Spell, like from the album to listen to?
I haven't listened to it in a while, to be honest, because as soon as I'm done with an album, I'm so exhausted that I just want to let it go. And now I can give it to the universe. And one song that means a lot to me is Drown, because it took us ages to get it to work. I wrote the first demo at home, and it was completely different than what is on the album now. And I really like the hurdy parts on it. They're some of the most difficult things I've written so far. But like for playing live, for instance, I love Insomnia because it has all the crazy stuff in it.
Yeah, it does. It's also a really, really great song. So I think it works live pretty awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
How do you see the future of the hurdy-gurdy? It's getting a lot of attention lately, and I think it's mostly because of you. You are such a big part of the history of this instrument in a popular band or bands. Where do you think it's going right now?
That's really hard for me to say. Like we were talking about it before, and yeah, it's crazy how it's blowing up. There's the hurdy-gurdy community, at least on the internet, is so huge. And it's something that I honestly didn't realize because I'm not really an internet person. I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I know that I should because it's important to keep in touch with technology and all the progress.
Yeah, with the fans.
Yes. And that's why I checked out, the hurdy-gurdy pages on Facebook. And I'm like, holy shit, there's so many people. And I didn't realize that. And it's really nice to see that. So I think the future is looking very positive. And yeah, there might be also much more people who build instruments like you do.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome.
This is my last question for today. I think that you are an inspiration for many people who want to play a hurdy-gurdy. What would you advise them to do, or what would be your advice for the people who want to pick up the hurdy-gurdy and start playing?
You should start meditating because it takes a lot of patience.
That is true.
I don't know. When I started it, I just kind of went for it, and I didn't expect too much. And I think it just needs a lot of passion, a lot of patience. And there's also things that I'm not great at, and I think it's that's not a tragedy, because you have to make it your own. Like, don't copy something that already exists, because you know that music, those players exist. So do your own thing with the hurdy-gurdy, because there's so many possibilities with it. It would be a shame if you just, sit down and do something that's already been done. But that's just my opinion. That's what I do. I'm not telling people to do that. That was a really bad answer. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean.
Thank you very much for this talk, and we wish you a super amazing, great show here in Krakow, and hope to see you next time very soon. Special thanks to Iron Rail Productions and my friend Michał Choiński, who made this interview possible. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and let's stay in touch. Bye.